All right, what's going on, y'all? So we back again. This time we're doing Microsoft's E3 press conference. What's going on, y'all?
Yo. What's going on, everybody? Yo.
So just like last year, I believe they started off the show with Gears, and this time they're just showing a little bit more since the game is further in development. Game is running on Unreal Engine 4. Obviously, looks great. A lot of weather effects, a lot of lighting. Game is running a lot more stable than last year. We were able to actually see the game better this year also, and it's looking like, you know, classic Gears. So what did y'all think?
Personally, I think it looked kind of cool. The ricochet weapon that was being used, if you know the name of that one used in the campaign.
Saw blade. Yeah.
Saw blade. I thought that weapon was awesome to see being demonstrated on the actual campaign side. But how did you feel about the actual characters in the game? I think they introduced somebody in the game that you guys are familiar with.
You talking about Marcus?
Yes.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah. So yeah, at the end, everybody got hyped because we got to see Marcus Phoenix come out of the shadows, looking old as hell. We weren't sure if he was actually going to be in this game. We didn't know if he was.
I had an idea because of that teaser that they showed when dude was running through the fields and try to show like from a back and forth from when he was a kid to when he was an adult. So I had an idea, but it was kind of cool to see that the fans were actually happy and hype about that too.
Yeah, we didn't know if he was going to be alive or not, you know, because obviously, you know, JD is his son. We thought like maybe Marcus had died or something like that, but at least we know now he is alive. Will probably be an NPC cameo in the game. So
yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with a little fan service of showing Marcus Phoenix. That's pretty dope, and I think with them going back to the original Gears formula, I think it's going to be great. The gameplay looks great, visuals look great. They're on point.
Yeah, some new weapons, new horde of enemy types. So overall, the game is definitely looking fantastic. We actually got to meet one of the voice actors. He was actually at
pretty dope
Xbox press conference. Then ReCore. So one thing I got to say about ReCore is the trailers of this game do not do the game any justice at all, because we were able to see ReCore was playable on the show floor, and the trailers really don't show you what you're doing in the game, unfortunately, and I never could figure out why. I thought the game was just they didn't have enough progress in the development to show off the real gameplay. But no, when you watch somebody play it, when you play it, you know, I wished they would just show that in the trailer, because trust me, the game plays great. It looks great. It's a lot of fun. So I don't know why they didn't, you know, do a better showing of that game. I love the concept of it. You know, you being able to change, you know, the robot's form and everything depending on the situation.
From what I was watching on the show floor, people were playing the game, and as a buddy of ours, Cameron, told us that when I first seen the gameplay, or when I first seen CG, I thought the game was going to be like this RPG experience to be taken serious, although it has features of like fiction and just sci-fi. But as hearing from people, like I said, a buddy of ours, it was more of an arcadey experience, which I was kind of shocked and just not, like, I was a bit surprised. But I mean, overall, seeing people play it, yeah, coming from what they showed us at the Microsoft conference, I thought that was a bad display and demonstration, because it actually looked a little bit more fun when it was on screen at the show floor versus the Microsoft conference.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I pretty much feel the same way. I mean, in the trailer, it pretty much just showed us that, you know, depending on your situation, you can change robots and things of that nature. But it really never explains exactly what you're doing in this game and things of that nature. So, I mean, I didn't get a chance to play it. Did you guys play it?
I played it slightly. It's some platforming. It's actually, you know, some decent amount of platforming and some combat in there. So don't judge the game based on the trailers.
You need to actually get hands-on for yourself. I mean, I was speaking to one of the reps that were there, letting people online, asking some questions, at least getting familiarizing myself with what the game is about. So I mean, still, I think it's great to see that there's still another exclusive coming from Microsoft. So I mean, I'm not sure. I think it is coming out for Windows 10.
Yeah.
Every exclusive title will be launching for Microsoft, Xbox One, and Windows 10. Just by the way, I know they said something about the demos as well, but also I know Microsoft announced that your progression in every game that you play that's exclusive to Microsoft, you can transition or from PC where you left off over to Xbox One. So I thought that was pretty cool too. And when you buy one title from one platform, you still are able to get the other side, other platform for free. So if you buy it on PC, you'll be able to get it on Xbox One for free. So I thought that was pretty cool too that they introduced that.
Right. So then got some more Sea of Thieves, which I didn't think this was a good showing of Sea of Thieves either. They kind of had this kind of cheesy trailer of people playing the game, forcing it a little bit too much, that, you know, the whole, hey, I'm having fun and we're screaming all together, that this game is really cool type of effect. And I don't think that was the right way to, display the game. I think just show us, real gameplay, not these different people playing that seems kind of, fake.
I'm actually really hyped for Sea of Thieves. I mean, me and my buddy Chris here, we were able to actually get into one of the the conference rooms, the media room, speaking with some of the lead devs on this title, and we asked them, and they mentioned to us about what BG was speaking on, and they said they actually didn't act out at all. What they did was they got a group of live streamers who have
contest winners.
Yeah, were contest winners who have tremendous energy and who have some sense of humor, and allowed them to just do whatever they wanted. So I mean, yeah, it looked like it was acted out because that's what we're used to seeing when there's game that involves co-op play and team objective. But it was cool to see that and hearing that was actually on their own. But I think from what we're seeing on the show floor was way better once again than what was demonstrated at Microsoft's conference.
Yeah, I gotta agree. When we really talked to the devs, I mean, it kind of summed up everything that we've seen at the conference. They're really talking about really creating a magical experience and just being a pirate. And I think that's what it's all about, because what we've seen at the conference is kind of the same thing we've seen on the show floor. People were kind of yelling, screaming, laughing, and just really having fun and just kind of creating their own memories. And then the devs really touched on that when we spoke with them.
Right. I spoke to one of the devs. Give me a little bit more detail. The game is always online. There's going to be customization of your character. You can just travel the world, and you'll run into actual, other people all the time. Depending
3 groups of 5 too, by the way. So it can get a little bit competitive. You can play any role you want, but I know as far as when you get into the battle, it's really team objective based. So I think it's going to be a fun game to get hands on with. Once again, PC, and they're going to have cross play with PC and Xbox One.
Right, and you can commandeer a ship, and there's different roles everybody can play on the ship, and you could just come across other people on a ship, and you can actually choose what you want to do. You can he actually told me they're working on a system to actually reward players that if they want to, instead of firing on another ship and creating enemies, you can actually connect with the other players on the ship peacefully, and they're trying to create some type of reward
music,
system.
Hunt for treasure.
Right, give them a reason to not just fire on every ship in the game from other players.
And even though that we're talking about kind of competitive play, we did speak with the developers, and they're saying that they're not basing this game all of competitive. It's more of just creating your own memory. So yeah, you can go past another ship and you can see a ship full of pirates playing instruments, drinking and partying, or you can actually go into battle. It's all about what you want to do, and I think that's going to make the experience even better.
Right, so Sea of Thieves looks pretty cool. Another game I wanted to highlight, We Happy Few, which is a creepy game.
One of my personal hypes.
It reminds me of BioShock, and also this book some of you might know by, I believe the author is George Orwell, about a kind of censored world. I believe the book name was 1984, and I spoke with one of the devs of We Happy Few. She said it is inspired from the book. They took different inspirations from pieces of literature, and she also actually told me the reason why the characters in this game wear masks is because they wanted to save money and time. It's not actually. It wasn't actually because because
the
that's
purge
the
effect,
It wasn't the art direction or the purge kind of thing they were going for. It's actually just cheaper and less time consuming if you just put a mask than creating individual characters that all look different. So it's very smart, and it actually turned out well for the game.
I'm curious, so because I wasn't able to speak to him, I was able to watch some hands-on gameplay. So basically, so everyone wears a mask, right? It's not that you put one on and you're part of this group. It was really just the fact that they're wearing this mask.
Yeah, everybody wears a mask. She said there is a reason they created in the game why they do, but originally it was just to save time and
That
money.
was unique.
Yeah,
I like
it was.
that. In the game where when the main person, your main character, didn't take it, that's when they knew that they had to get hands-on with you. So that's why I believe that combat system might be cool. I've seen some people using the melee system in that game. I thought it was pretty cool. It actually reminded me of BioShock Infinite and a little bit of the Fallout 4 just because of the time period. It looked like a 1960s, vibe in it, but it was definitely cool to see that Compulsion Games went this route.
And what's so interesting, I told her it seemed a lot like BioShock, and she actually told me the lead artist who designed all the characters never even played a BioShock game. So it's
Wow.
so similar to BioShock, but the lead artist never even played a BioShock game. So it just happened to be coincidence. Scalebound. What do y'all think about the display of that?
I did not like how they displayed it, and that's a game I'm really hyped to play. The person playing it or whoever was touching base on that game, I didn't like the way they demonstrated. In fact, I think also that I noticed, or maybe I'm not too sure, was you being able to control the dragon in that game or give it commands. I don't think you're able to, but just seeing how the person playing the game was playing, it kind of threw me off a bit. I wasn't able to even watch any gameplay on the show floor. But once again, I still got hopes for the game, and I'm still hyped to see what's going to be brought to the table later on. But still, the overall presentation of who was playing that game, I did not really enjoy it.
Right. It wasn't a good demonstration. It wasn't like choreographed or orchestrated well. I can't remember if this is one of the games they were playing live. Sometimes, it's better to just not play the game live if it means that you're going to have a better demonstration of the game, because this didn't really give us an understanding or a good visual of the game, honestly.
And that's co-op, right?
Yeah. It was co-op. I don't believe that the demo we watched was actually co-op going on. But yeah, it was a little bit messy. It was hard to kind of decipher exactly what was going on. Definitely still looking forward to the game. I just think this wasn't a good portrayal of it. They also announced State of Decay 2 by Undead Labs.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, and they introduced co-op into the game. I think that was one of the biggest things that people were hyped for and hoping for as well. I'm glad to see that it seems more expansive and huge, a bigger world. I played State of Decay 1. I actually did enjoy it. I enjoy the whole survival and zombies aspect and the whole spectrum of it. But seeing that there's a part 2 in co-op with friends, I think that's going to be a dope experience. Once again, PC and Xbox One. Not sure if they said that's going to be cross-play, but I do see that if you buy it for one game, I forgot what was the term they called it, but I think it's called Xbox
Anywhere.
Anywhere or something. Yeah, so that being said, I'm just actually hyped to see that when you buy it for one platform, once again, get it for the other one.
Also, there was Dead Rising 4.
Dead Rising 4 looked... I enjoyed the hell out of Dead Rising 3. So Dead Rising 4 looked pretty dope. I think they're taking it to like the Christmas type of theme to it. So once again, you have customization that's getting even bigger and broader in a sense. I seen some hands-on gameplay. You're wearing an armor. You're able to, move objects and items around the room and everything. So what do you guys think on the gameplay being shown?
It looked real cool. Drastic improvement over Dead Rising 3, which gave me motion sickness, by the way. But I looked at this game. It seems like they've seriously reduced the motion blur that's in the game.
You asked the devs too, didn't?
Yeah, I actually mentioned it to the dev. He kind of acknowledged it, and I watched the gameplay with this. There was significantly less motion blur. I did play Dead Rising 3 on Xbox One.
Played on both and PC as well.
Yeah, I didn't get to play it on PC. Some of the PC probably had like a motion blur offsetting, probably. Some of the games in the Xbox section at E3 were actually running on PCs, so I can't remember. I think Dead Rising 4 was actually running on Xbox One though,
and it was running pretty smooth too.
Yeah, it was running pretty smooth on Xbox One. ReCore, I believe, they had the ReCore games running on PC. Forza Horizon 3.
That's my game right there.
Yeah, I know I'm not a racing fan, so you can talk all about this.
Well, Forza, I've been a big fan of Forza Horizon. I know the first Forza Horizon was really just a filler for the motorsports franchise and series, but it actually took off and was well received by the public. Then they went off with Forza Horizon 2, and with this installment, Forza Horizon 3, they're taking it to Australia. You have, I think, the transition or just having a more bigger, how can we say, the online play where people can just join in sessions as you're driving. I thought that was pretty awesome. They're taking it from the terrains to the canyons to different weather patterns. I'm actually really excited for the game. Honestly, I was able to get like 5 minutes in on the game. I wish I could have had more time, but it was running smooth. One of the biggest games, one of my favorite racing games of all time, next to just the regular Forza motorsport titles.
Right. They also announced some features coming to Xbox One. They've obviously been listening to the fans. Background music, clubs on Xbox Live.
It's very big. It's a very big feature. It's been on Xbox since the first Xbox. They got to keep it going. It's a big feature.
And Looking Group, I believe it was named, where if you need somebody to play with you, hard to find good players, right? But now there's a feature for that. You know, if you're about to get in a multiplayer game and you need somebody to, you know, help you on some co-op or something, you can search for players.
No randoms, 2K16.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Randos are the worst. We hate randoms.
Also thought, did you mention the whole competitiveness? That little option of them bringing in the whole competitive bar so you can get a group of friends, start this whole competitive thing that they're adding. I think it was an app that they're going to add. The arena, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought the arena thing was cool too, to bring more competitiveness to all the games that are introduced. So like games like Sea of Thieves, if you want to try to get into that, Call of Duty, Madden, 2K, all those games. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, because we know Xbox is definitely a very competitive platform. Also with Killer Instinct, they've been adding a lot of characters.
General Nam, right?
They added General Ram to Killer Instinct. So there's a lot of Xbox characters they've added, and you know they've really been supporting that game for a long time.
What about the Xbox One S?
So yeah, the Xbox One S. There's apparently going to be 2 different models with the One S, 3 different models with the One S.
Starting at $299, I think is just a 500 gig. And then every $50, I believe, is gonna go up. I think to 1 terabyte, and then it's gonna be 2 terabytes. So I mean, I actually seen it up close. It's very small. I wasn't able to carry it or hold it, see what's the weight on it. They took out the brick finally behind the back. They took out the brick, but they still added both HDMI ports. I guess people still want to watch TV on it. I'm not sure. All right, so with the Xbox One S, also they're gonna discontinue the whole Kinect board to it, so you will not be able to use the Kinect with it. Also, this new Xbox One S, you'll be able to upscale games to 4K, which I think was pretty cool.
And the Xbox Scorpio, which apparently wasn't scheduled initially to be at the conference, but because the news of the Xbox One S leaked, they decided they had to make up. So they had a few statements in a video from developers in the industry speaking about the Xbox Scorpio and how they are behind it and absolutely support it. It's going to be able to play games in 4K.
Streaming as well, they mentioned. They said 6 teraflops.
Yeah.
They mentioned that they didn't actually give us the CPU or what kind of dedicated graphics card, right? I think they said 8 gigs of RAM still. But we had some of the devs from like Fallout 4 speak on it, and they were like that it was running amazing. It kind of threw me off a bit, and BG, I know BG agrees with me, because when you bring out something like the Xbox One S, and I know it was because it was leaked, that's why they mentioned it, but bringing out the Xbox One S, and now we have 3 price points for 3 different versions, and then you want to bring out the Scorpio, you have us questioning of whether or not paying for buying or even buying an Xbox One S is worth it. Plus now we don't know how the Scorpio even looks, so I mean it's a little bit difficult.
Right. So it kind of cannibalizes. The Scorpio kind of cannibalizes the S, because if people have enough patience, there's no real reason to buy an S. But I could actually, you know, argue against that myself, because the Scorpio is probably going to be pretty damn expensive based on the specs we believe it's going to be. It's not going to be cheap. It's probably going to be over $600.
Well, I got to agree with you. I mean, with them announcing the Xbox S, you know, the new sleeker console that's coming out very soon, I think that was a good move. But then turning around and announcing another console that's going to be coming, you know, next year, it was kind of them jumping the gun, because I feel like, you know, there's really no reason to release a new console. The Xbox One's doing great. Obviously, the Windows 10 and Xbox One kind of relationship is pretty good. I think they should have just kept working on that. But I mean, I see why they did it. You know, everything got leaked, but I just feel like they're really jumping the gun, and they should keep working on the potential that the Xbox One has right now.
Also announced stuff like, you know, different customizations for your Xbox One controller.
Right.
Halo Wars 2, which I seen a huge line for that out on the show floor, which was kind of ridiculous. But I actually spoke to someone on that, one of the devs on there, and they made it more simple, for almost all gamers to get in tune with. But overall, I actually did enjoy their conference. I did enjoy the conference. It was cool to see that they mentioned the Xbox One S. It was cool to see Phil Spencer talk a little bit about what we're going to be receiving later on. I think they showed a little bit of Minecraft, how Minecraft now, from the mobile to tablets to laptops to PCs, you'll be able to play online with each other, which I thought was definitely something cool. I like Minecraft. I like even the Telltale's Minecraft games, but seeing that you're able to join worlds with either tablets, iOS, Android, I thought that was pretty good, and the mods for PCs coming to the mobile market as well.
Right. So overall, I think it was a great conference actually, an improvement over last year. Last year's definitely wasn't bad, but with everything they showed this year, they just improved upon it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
You know, set the tone with unveiling the news about the Scorpio, and you know, admitting its existence and the Slim. So it shows that the gaming industry is heading in a interesting direction. You know, that with these consoles, with these improved consoles, that's probably going to prolong the generation.
And I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad that we all heard Phil Spencer say that he's not leaving any console behind. Every game that will be developed will be coming out for all consoles. I'm not too sure if he mentioned anything about the Xbox One Slim being a customizable console. I'm not too sure on that end, but he did say that he is not leaving any console behind. So every game that comes out, I think, will have their own unique settings. For example, the One S or even the Scorpio. But that being said, Xbox One, the original, will still have the same specs and getting all the same games as well.
Right. So, yeah, overall, they had a great conference, guys. Any more thoughts?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like it was a very solid console, very solid conference for Microsoft. I mean, they came out guns blazing. They came out talking about their system, and it was the same thing. It's very great. Their last year's wasn't bad. This one was better. Great conference.
All right, so that's it, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. That's our review for Microsoft's E3 conference. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.